So this is going to be called Kaged Ape Interviews. If I come up with a catchier name, then I'll change it. But for now, it's going to be called Kaged Ape Interviews. So what it is, like I said, I'm going to try to sit down with a content creator once a week if possible. It's only going to be short 5-10 minute videos probably. But my goal is to be able to interact and to interview up-and-coming streamers, up-and-coming content creators, like not just gamers, just other content creators from various areas, and just kind of talk to them about the different aspects of their career, of why they chose this as a career choice or as an avenue for a career, but also talking about things like mental health and things like that. Because I know that there is a lot of people out there, especially the youth of today, that are struggling with mental health, and same with young adults as well. And these kids and these youth and these young adults and even adults, they spend a lot of time gaming. They spend a lot of time watching their favorite gamers. And what happens is they're dealing with a lot of toxicity when they're gaming themselves. If you sit and listen to any Call of Duty player, any Warzone player, any League of Legends, any Apex Legends, like if you look and listen to some of the stuff that goes on, especially in like proximity chats and death comms and all those things, when you actually start to listen to some of the stuff that people are saying, or even if you go into somebody's stream, like say Tim the Tatman, Dr. Disrespect, Z Laner, these big name guys, what happens is if you start to look through their chat log while they're playing, while they're creating content, some of the stuff that's there that's being said is negative. Some of the stuff is they're trying to do it sarcastically. They're trying to do it for, just to push buttons and stuff like that. But overall, that level of toxicity, I believe, does play a part in not only the lives of the content creators themselves, but also in the lives of the audience watching it. So it's one thing that I want to start to kind of address and just kind of see exactly how other people deal with the toxicity involved in content creation and in online identities as well. So I've got a series of questions, and so my first interview is going to be with myself. So these are some of the same questions that I am going to be asking the other streamers and other content creators when I interview them. But if anybody out there wants to have other questions that they feel could be asked of streamers, or you have questions for me, please don't hesitate to reach out to me on my Facebook gaming page, on my social media accounts, on my TikTok, you can reach me by email at kagedape@gmail.com. I get so many emails. But other than that, right now I'm going to start the interview. So, podcast or vlog questions for content creators. What has been the easiest part of your career? For me, this isn't really my career. This is just something I'm doing right now while I am off work, because I myself am off work dealing with some mental health things and dealing with some things going on in my life. And what I'm doing is trying to bring light to the mental health issues that currently are going on around the world. And I find that, right now I am on leave from my actual job as a teacher. And I felt that this could be something that I could use to help reach people, to help support people, to give advice to people. I myself, I'm not a counselor, I'm not a psychologist or any of that. I have a lot of experience in dealing with a lot of different situations, positive and negative. And my goal is to help other people with any of the situations or any of the things that they're going through. I have done that throughout my whole career as a teacher. A running joke at some of the schools I've worked at was that I did triage for the guidance office, because if I was bringing somebody down to guidance that may need some immediate attention, wasn't always the case, but I always did my best to try to make sure that I was giving advice and helping to support students and youth and anybody else, even staff members, with anything that they were dealing with. So the easy part of this is that, I'm still doing what I was doing before. I'm still trying to help support people, trying to help support their mental health, trying to support their self-image, their self-worth. I'm trying to help people understand how they can overcome a lot of the stuff that they're going through. Is this going to be a career? I don't really know, but it may be. Just one second. I'm just going to turn off the bonus. There we go. Sorry about that. I always forget that turns on this time of day. So what has been the hardest in terms of this becoming a career? I think that if this were to turn into something more than of a career, the hardest part is really just building the audience. You'll notice that a lot of big name streamers, anybody who has really turned this into a full career, their rise to fame for some of them was very quick. Others, they had to grind away, they had to build rapport, they had to find people to help support them, they had to have other people to be brought in to help support them. But really, it's just trying to build a niche. It's trying to build your brand and trying to get people to watch you. Try to be entertaining, engaging enough so that people want to stay in your chat. They want to stay there and watch your videos when you're live. They want to interact with you. They want to ask you questions. They want to learn from you. If any of you have ever watched me play Warzone, you're not going to learn anything from me except for how to probably lose. But that's okay. I'm not great at the game, but I enjoy it. It's fun for me to go out there and run around with some of my friends and just, try to get that win. Same with Minecraft. Minecraft is such a steep learning curve, but again, I started playing it. There's a couple of different modes that I'm going to try again. I haven't played in about a week, but again, it's just something that I've never done before. And those are the things that are difficult. Trying to learn new things is sometimes very difficult. There's a lot of this techie computer stuff involved in being a streamer and a content creator that I knew nothing about, like proper lighting and green screens. Luckily, I had Dylan and Jason give me a lot of help with this stuff. They even lent me some gear so that I don't look like I am streaming from my storage room next to my furnace, which I am, but thanks to them coming and help setting up my green screen and helping me with stuff like that, it has been a blessing to have them help me out. Number 3 is, did I ever think that this would be your career? Like I said, this isn't a career yet. It could be. I don't really know. This could turn into something. This could be something that could turn into a career. I made it into the Level Up program for Facebook Gaming. The next level I need to get to is I need to have 250 people watch me live for at least a minute or two, twice in a 7-day span. So I need 250 return viewers, and those viewers have to have watched me for a couple of minutes, and then I can get into the next level, which would allow me to have supporters and subscribers, which means that people would be able to pay it's a fixed rate. I think it's $6.50 US for Facebook, and then I would get a portion of that. So once you hit a certain number of subscribers, you can really turn this into a full-time gig. If you look at some of the big Facebook streamers like Stone Mountain, he has I think it's over 14,000 monthly subscribers. Z Laner is getting up there to close to 10,000 if he's not at 10,000 already. J Laner, he's got 1,000. If you look at some of the other guys, it's the same with Twitch. When you have your subs and even YouTube, your super chat subscribers and things like that, those people are giving $6.50, $7.50, $8, $9, $10 a month to subscribe to their favorite creator so that they can continue to create. Could this be something that turns into a career for me? Who knows? But that's kind of where I'm going right now while I'm off work, just to try to see where this goes. If it goes that way, awesome, great. If it doesn't, hey, something else will come up, I'm absolutely sure. Or, I go back to teaching once things, settle down. Who has been the most interesting person you've played with since starting your streaming career? I have to say that I have been very fortunate enough to get to play with Z Laner, J Laner, as well as Destroy over on Twitch. I had the opportunity to play with these 3 individuals, J Laner and Z Laner. I have known since they were young kids. I've been friends with their father, Papa Laner, who I also stream with quite frequently, or play with quite frequently. And it's been an absolute blessing to watch those two young men turn their passion of gaming into an amazing couple of careers. Z-Laner just signing with Optic Gaming. He's constantly playing with guys like Tim the Tatman, Dr. Lubo, Dr. Disrespect, Destroy, Aiden, and all of those big guys. And now we see that his younger brother, J-Laner, is also taking a big rise in growing and making a name for himself as well in the Warzone and content creation realm. Number 4 is who has been the best teammate that I've played with. I have to say my best teammates have always been Populaner, Keenan the Creator, who I've started gaming with a bit, and Barbs, who was a former streamer as well. He's taking a step back right now, it seems, but those guys were always there to hop on the games with me, and they were always trying to get me on. Life has been very busy lately. When I was teaching full-time teaching takes up a lot of time. And then my wife and I have a foster home. We have 6 to 7 kids on any given day. And so life gets busy. And that's why maybe becoming a content creator or something like this could turn into something more and give me more opportunities to do more for people. But you never know. But those guys, Populaner, Barbs, and Keenan the Creator, have been some of the best teammates that I've ever played with. Like J-Laner and Z-Laner are amazing gamers and Destroy as well. They are just so much better than I am. Mind you, so is Populaner, Barbs, and Keenan. I guess everybody's really better than I am at this game. But hey, that's okay. They get a lot of practice protecting and reviving me, so that just makes their games that much better. Who have been your role models before both streaming and during my current, I guess this is for people that are currently full-time streamers, this question. Role models for me have always been some of the teachers that I had growing up. Also, people like Robin Williams. When he was portraying John Keating in Dead Poets Society, that was one of those films that changed my life. It changed the way that I viewed things. It changed the way that I did things. And there's a lot of stuff that I did in my teaching career that I kind of tried to model after John Keating and what Robin Williams did in that role for that film. Another big role model in my life was one of my high school teachers, Mr. Lynch, who I got to deliver a speech at his retirement a number of years ago, and I was able to start working at a school with him on his last year of teaching, and we got to work together, which was really, really amazing. Another role model would be Dr. Eric Thomas, who is a motivational speaker. He is an absolutely amazing individual, very motivating, very real. He's considered one of the top motivational speakers in the world, and I've been listening to him for a number of years. Current role models of mine would be Pastor Michael Todd, Pastor Stephen Furtick, and Pastor Jerry and Toby LeBlanc. I look up to them. 2 of them are pastors I follow on YouTube, and Jerry and Toby are the pastors at my church, and the way that they live their life for Christ and the way that they are always willing to support and reach out to people and just to check in with people is absolutely amazing. And that's one of the things that I'm hoping to be able to create with all of this, is to be able to help more and do more outreach and to do more for the people, for our community, for my family, and hopefully maybe even globally someday, to be able to do a massive outreach and have people from all over the world come in for these interviews, come in for these chatting sessions and things like that. What has been the most rewarding part of my journey? Well, my journey has taken a lot of different turns, and it is second here. It's been interesting. There has been a lot of things that have come up in terms of a rewarding part of my journey. I have absolutely loved training as a teacher and working as a teacher. I got to meet some absolutely amazing colleagues. I got to meet some amazing students. I got to do a lot of really, really cool things. Teaching pre-pandemic was one of the most enjoyable things that I got to do. Now, post-pandemic, teaching has changed. Unfortunately, it's been a lot more a heavy reliance on teaching via technology. There is so many gaps in the system, and this is globally. Like the education system is a struggle right now. From a second here. Yeah, so there's just been a lot of things that I have learned throughout my years of teaching that I hope to be able to apply to this or any other future careers, or when I return back to teaching, maybe in the spring or even in December. I don't really know where all this is going, but we're going to do our absolute best to try to create something, and I'm going to learn from all of the things that I have done in the past. How do I keep my positive attitude? For me, I've always tried to maintain a positive attitude through all of the struggles that I've been through. People that know me and know my past, they know that the last 6 or 7 years have not been very easy. 6 years ago, my wife and I lost a child. She was born with a chromosome deletion, and she passed away at 19 months. Over that 19-month span, she had a lot of health issues. So it became very, very stressful. It was very hard to maintain positivity in and all that. And I struggled with it. And I struggled with it after her passing for a number of years. Even up to in 2020, in March of 2020, I was diagnosed with, was it 2019? No, it was last year. Last year, I was diagnosed with cancer. November of this year, so November 20th, just a few days ago, was my 1 year anniversary of being cancer free. So, that has absolutely changed the way that I do things. It changed the way that I live my life, because I spent so many years trying to tell people that, you can overcome anything, you just got to work through it. You got to work hard. You got to be positive. You got to do this. I was wearing a mask a lot of the times. I tried my best to stay positive, but it was really hard. And I still was holding on to a lot of the depression and the anxiety and panic attacks that I was having that came from all the situations surrounding my daughter's sickness and then her eventual passing. And I struggled with that. I really did. And people knew that I struggled with that. I always told my story to my students. They knew when I was having a hard time. They were able to read me like an open book, because I lived my life like an open book. I wanted people to know that although you have pain, although that you're struggling, although you're going through things, there is always a way to find the positive light in your life. Thanks for stopping in, Alicia. And for me, a lot of that stuff, I guess, had to be done. I had to go through a lot of these things in order to get to the point where I am now. Right now, I am free of a lot of the fears I used to have. I'm free of the panic. I'm free of a lot of the stress, the depression, and all of that. And I'm going to be honest with you, it all changed when I gave my life to Christ. When I decided to walk up to the front of the church, when the pastor asked if anybody wanted to have God enter their life and change things. And when I finally did that, everything changed. It was an amazing opportunity. I've become involved in my church. I've been studying more. My faith has been up and down in my entire life. And now I feel like I am doing and living a life that God wants me to live, and that is what I'm going to continue to do. And that's also going to be a part of this content creation thing, is I'm going to start working on like a digital ministry eventually, and try to help spread the gospel and spread the word, spread the good news, so that other people can come to know Christ and learn to have the peace and joy and love that I myself am experiencing now. The next few questions are for people that are much higher viewership than me, so I get to skip a few of those ones. Like dealing with toxic players. How do you deal with toxic players? There are a number of people that I have played against in a number of different games in the last little while that have called me a lot of different names. I've never been called a cheater because I'm not good enough. Someday maybe. But I have been like verbally assaulted by people playing a video game. If you've ever played an online video game, the way they talk to one another, the way they talk to the people that that beat them, end game. If you listen to some of the things that people are saying about you and about themselves and about other people, it's there's so much toxicity. It's really really hard to listen to. But I also understand that now, especially, I don't I don't take what they're saying about me to heart anymore. And that's one thing that I think is going to help with building an understanding in other people is that these people are calling you these things, but they don't know who you really are. You should never identify yourself by what people online are saying about you, whether it's in a video game, it's on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever it is. You should never identify yourself by what other people are calling you. People are calling you these things that don't even know you. And that's a big thing for a lot of people. They need to realize that there is so much that we are called. There's so much that we are trying to be, that when we keep trying to be what the world is saying, we're not going to be fulfilled. We're not going to be happy. So you've got to stop listening and saying, okay, well, this person's saying this about me, so this must be true. But it's not. People who don't know you should have no impact on your self-worth and who you are and who you identify as. You were created to be something, and you need to be the best version of yourself if you really want to grow and to be happy. So no matter what, people are going to say things about you, positive, negative. You need to figure out yourself who you are. And again, that can be done through reading the Bible. That can be done through attending church, talking to other people. But never buy into the lie that other people are trying to sell you about you and who you are supposed to be. If your friends are telling you that you're this type of person and you should be doing this, if you want to be popular, if you want to fit in, if you want this, if you're being asked to do things that make you uncomfortable, you need to find other people to be around, because that is not okay. You should never have to do things that you feel are morally wrong in order to just fit in, because fitting in isn't going to actually serve you later on in life. You want to be around people that have the same values, the same morals, the same ideas, thoughts, feelings. You want to be around those kind of people. It's absolutely okay to disagree with people. But if what you're doing, gives you that bad feeling in your stomach, maybe you need to reevaluate what it is that you're doing. So if I look at, thank you for the stars, Dylan, greatly appreciated, my friend. So if I look back at how to deal with these toxic things is you need to be able to take a break. If you look at some of these big streamers, they stream 6-7 days a week, some of them like 6 to 10 hours a day. If they're not looking after their mental health, they're going to be put under a lot of stress. They're going to be put into a lot of areas of toxicity, but they're doing it, and they're at a place where they may not see all the toxicity in the chat. They have moderators that'll remove comments and things like that. They're doing a lot of this stuff, and they have people there to help them weed out and pull out some of that negativity, but it's still going to get there. For youth and young adults especially, social media is full of negativity and toxicity. So one thing that you might need to do is you might need to turn off some of the social accounts. Take a break from social media from time to time. I know that when I take a break from reading bad things, I feel better. I generally go through every 30 days and clean out my Facebook, and I clean out my Instagram, and I clean out those kinds of things, because some of the stuff that people are posting aren't in line with what I believe. They're posting negative things. They're attacking people. They're posting things that are just not right. And same with TikTok. TikTok is a terrifying place right now. I'm going to start using TikTok to a degree, but I'm going to put like a lot of my filters and stuff on like that, because there's some stuff out there that just doesn't even make sense to me. Yeah, some of this stuff is good for a laugh, but when they're degrading, when they're belittling, when they're doing things and trying to get viewers by saying or doing certain things that aren't what they would normally do, it can cause a lot of issues. Like Island Boys. I'm going to do an Island Boys song. Okay, that's like one of the fastest rising TikTok things right now. I'm going to do one myself. I'm doing one for my TikTok page for my testimony content creation, which is going to be more of my biblical and I guess digital ministry side of it. But I want to do another one, like a more humorous one as well, just to put out there on the Kaged Ape one as well, just because that's what people are doing. They're having fun. Like those two young gentlemen with the, I don't even know what kind of hairstyle it is, have been just raking in the cash doing that. And people are posting things, sending it to them. They're doing duets with them. Hey, you never know. Maybe there could be a Kaged Ape Island Boys collaboration, but you never know. But some of the stuff that people are saying about them is they're going on there and they're attacking these two young men because of what they're doing. You should never attack somebody for doing what they enjoy. These kids liked singing. These kids are, yeah, maybe not living the best life in terms of values and morals and things like that, but that's what they're doing until they feel the conviction to bring them to know Christ or to move out of the realm of trying to be identified or pleased by the world. Some of that stuff isn't going to change. But yeah, so I am going to be doing a couple of parodies of those because, hey, why not have a little bit of fun sometimes, so long as it's fun, not making fun of them, but just kind of using their platform and their melody to try to create something new. So those are the questions that I'm going to be asking. There's a number of other questions that I'll be asking, but they relate to streamers that are much further ahead in their career and content creators that are much more skilled and understand this stuff a lot more than I do. But that's kind of the basis of what this is going to be. My hope is that I'm going to be able to upload an interview every week so that people can actually go on and and hear from some of these hopefully big name streamers and content creators and how they deal with toxicity, how they deal with their mental health, and what they do to try to help build that positivity into their life every day. I do want to thank Rampage Coffee for being a sponsor of my stream. I am an affiliate with them. If you know anybody who likes coffee, Rampage Coffee Company, just look them up on Google. They're a Canadian company, and right now, if you use the promo code KagedApe, all one word, Kaged Ape, and you can see it when I go live on my other stream, you will save 10%, and they themselves are helping me by helping with some branding and things like that. And I've been drinking their coffee for over 3 years. So when I was asked to join their affiliate program, one of my moderators reached out to them and lined up the opportunity for me. It was absolutely amazing because I cannot wait to see what I can do to help support them and have them support me as well. So I'm going to end the recording right now. I got to make a quick phone call and then I will be right back. But thank you all for viewing. This will be uploaded to YouTube later on. So if you're watching this later on, head over to Kaged Ape Gaming at any time I'm live. Even when I'm not live, you can head over there, drop me a comment, drop me a like, drop me a follow. That would be greatly appreciated. Please like and follow this video as well. Try to beat that YouTube algorithm thing, and follow me on all my socials on TikTok, Kaged Ape, on Instagram, Kaged Ape, and on Facebook, Kaged Ape Gaming. So I'm going to pause this, make a couple phone calls, and I will be right back.